Benchwarmers to Breadwinners, episode 5. We have a special guest with us. He's been featured on Forbes, the Wall Street Journal. We just want to welcome our guy, Mr. Jimmy Mahan, Roadshow Cards, located here in Lexington. You're going to have to name the other spots.
Oh, you're good, dude.
You're going to have to name them.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you.
I love y'all. Known some of y'all for a while. But we've got a store in New York, just outside the city, in Bronxville, New York. We've got one in Dallas, Texas. We've got one in Sonoma, California. And are about to open in Bogota, Colombia, which always gets some pretty interesting reactions
overseas
from people. But there is a story. But selling soccer. I mean,
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Soccer down there is like Kentucky basketball.
Biggest sport in the world, yeah.
Man, you cannot get enough of it. It is crazy, and it's so great. I love it there. I like, obviously I don't blend in very well, but it's pretty awesome. I adore being there.
The weather there is probably
Bro.
stupid nice.
Like today, right, 96 outside.
Yeah.
Down there, they don't have seasons, and it's every day kind of like 64 to 72, and at night it's like 50. So you're like, really like this? And it's wild because down there, sorry, didn't know you were going to talk about Bogota, like just to start off your podcast.
It's all right.
You're at 8,000 feet. That's how high the city is. So think about that. Like Denver Mahan Stadium, this is 3,000 feet higher than Denver. And you can feel it, bro. Definitely need to work on my working out when I'm down there. But it's wild because like usually at that height, nothing grows. Nothing grows that high. But you're so close to the equator that you're at 8,000 feet and it's palm trees and it's green. And it's always 70. You're like, what is going on? This is the greatest thing ever.
That's crazy. So I mean, talking about the sports card or following your Instagram, I know you pulled what was that soccer card you just pulled? It was like a
Luis Diaz
awesome.
I didn't know anything about soccer until I started going down there with people that I knew. And that's a whole crazy story. I got to know all the Colombian folks in my life through the YMCA, through camp. I used to hire counselors because I've had this crazy life. But and when I went down there, I was like, okay, I own card shops. Soccer is the biggest sport in the world. I've got to learn. And it's obviously been growing in the U.S. and all of that. And I knew, Messi, Ronaldo, of course,
sir, yeah.
Pele. But, oh, God, don't call me sir. I was like, my dad's here. I was like, oh, God.
I try to be respectful to
No,
everybody.
thank you for that. But I was
Yes,
like,
sir,
oh, my
yeah.
God, somebody important's here.
Yeah.
And I just had to learn. So I'd go down there and I'd watch documentaries on Netflix on soccer, like about Messi, about Ronaldo. And man, I didn't know what I was missing. I fell in love.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Who is your GOAT, your soccer GOAT?
It's got to be Messi.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
I
not
agree.
saying Ronaldo's bad. I think that's the whole problem with like LeBron versus Jordan, all that. It's like you're saying the other one's not unbelievable 1A.
Mm-hmm.
No, come on.
Mm-hmm.
They're amazing. But what that dude does is just
Insane.
It's just stupid. It's like, oh, I'm playing a video game. This is crazy.
Yeah, and half the time it doesn't even look like he's trying.
No,
He's
it's
just
ridiculous.
walking around the field. All of a sudden, he's doing a move and
He's just doing some slalom between 85 guys. It's like, I thought there were only 11 on the other team. You just slalom through the entire population of Midway. I don't understand this. And it was so, like, it's wild. And he's not like Ronaldo's like in shape and the big physical stature. And like Messi looks like a dude at Wheelers. Like, it's crazy. Like, oh, he just got finished with dinner at Suggins and just scored 4 goals. Like,
easy. Didn't even try. So getting into how you started into the cards, and obviously we see here behind us all the
everything here.
memorabilia. It's insane.
Nuts.
It's
Yeah, so I
something
guess
as a kid.
yeah.
Something as a kid you wish you could have.
Yeah.
Feel
No,
me?
but I mean, I guess me and you have talked before about
Yes.
like how all this started, but I guess just for everybody else and Parker and Miles and everyone, like I guess we're just like interested, like how did this get started? Like where did it come from? What was the desire and urge?
man, I think it's 2 parts. I think you look at this room, and this room is a third of what I own. which is crazy. My wife loves it. We have this now because this was our house. I was like, hey, yeah, you can just sleep in the locker, Kathy. It's no problem. But I think the best answer for the memorabilia stuff is I grew up in Lexington, Kentucky.
Yep.
And that's the answer. I grew up in Kentucky, and that's it. And I fell in love at a young age with what we all fell in love with, which is why we're here. The cards was very similar, but I've had a crazy life.
Okay.
But there was a card shop in town. I'm 8 years old. I go to a card shop and I don't know anything. And I'm like, well, who do I want out of this pack of baseball? Because back then it's, gum in the packs, not what it is now.
Yeah.
And they're like, you want a Dwight Gooden rookie card. And I opened the pack, and the top card in the pack was Dwight Gooden rookie card.
Oh, wow.
Some beginner's luck right there.
That was it. I was done. And everybody's freaking out. And I'm like, well, this is fun. I'll never not do this for the rest of my life. And I actually still have that card. It's on my office desk.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Because I'm more of a collector than a flipper and seller, but that's been going on forever. But so I did all these other things in my life. I think the collecting the memorabilia piece, I was always looking for something cool, like trying to do the Kyle Macy camps, Jamal Mashburn back in the day when you're young.
Yes, sir.
But I went to Henry Clay for a couple of years, but then I actually requested to go to boarding school because I'd done some summer camps, and I was like, oh, wow, this world's so much bigger. I want to go learn. And I ended up going to a school in Virginia. Unfortunately, once you learn when you get out of Kentucky is that not many people like Kentucky basketball or the way we carry ourselves. And I was like, okay, fine, we ready. But that only sparks a fire in your collecting life that I cannot explain. I was like, oh, I'm going to get it all and put it all over my room and in college and everywhere else that I can get. And then you end up, finding as you get older, like then eBay comes around, like the internet comes around. You start seeing, a charity auction. Okay, well maybe I can bid on this thing and get that and add it, and then it just snowballs. But the card shop, if you want me to do that, I can. Just yapping.
No, that was good enough. I mean, that was
yapping.
No, I mean, that's once after the luck you had, that's kind of gets you hooked from the jump. So
that was it.
Yeah. 100%. I haven't had that luck yet. I know I've opened some packs with Jimmy before and just not very
Hopefully
good.
Today we change.
Yeah, we might have something later for you all that we maybe get lucky on.
Yes.
But
we opened a couple packs together, me and BC. And I didn't end up going.
I bought it, so I even tried to get him, and I was like, oh, maybe somebody else is good luck. I'll buy it. You open. Still no.
It worked. No. I've had those streaks.
Yep.
I've had those streaks for sure.
So that's why I reverted to just buying singles now instead of or just what I want rather.
Which is so fun too.
It is.
It's amazing, especially when you get that Wemby single. Maybe you paid $100 or something or 50, and then he goes off and freaks out and takes Frank's stuff, and then now that card's worth $1,000.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
Same.
Rather than just 100%.
I've never been really interested or shown the ways of like cards and all that until Brennan and then now you seeing your Instagram and all that. And I have an old book of cards that my cousin's dad gave me.
Really?
I'm gonna have to bring them over.
Please do.
There may be some gems in there.
Dude, bring it by. We do that every day in here. Like some of the stuff that people bring in, it's insane. And they're like, hey, I found this in my basement. And I'm like, well, you're about to get a new house. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's like 80s and 90s card. There might be some
you never know.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's just like American Pickers or Pawns are like you don't know. And it's amazing.
Yeah, that is crazy. Shout out G Money. I gotta give some love to to my family.
Migo.
Yeah.
Speaking of like pickers and stuff, were you not featured on Pawn Stores?
Yeah.
That was
you want to talk
wild.
about that a little bit?
Yes, they called me and said we're doing this Pawn Stars across America, and we reached out to some people in the industry and said we're going to Kentucky. What shop is in Kentucky that we can stop and check out? And they said, actually, you need to go here because it's not just cards; it's all of this that you see behind us. And it was amazing. knew Coach Cal, know him really well. I've talked to him a couple times since he left, actually. And he loves Pawn Stars. And the funny thing is they were like, do you have any connections with Kentucky? I was like, yeah, a couple. And they're like, do you know a way to get to Coach Cal? And I called him right away and was like, he's like, my wife loves Chumley. and they just went, he was so excited about it. And Chumley was the one who came. So
That's
it
great.
was me, Coach Cal, and Chumley in here. It's actually
Did Ellen not come?
No, she didn't come, which was wild. I think that day, actually, Trey Mitchell was in town. They were trying to recruit Trey.
Yeah.
He tried to get Chumley to go to help him recruit, which is really funny. But we're like 10 minutes of the end of the episode, and it was really wild. It's actually the only time I've ever sold anything from this room.
Really?
Because I do this for joy.
Yeah.
I've given away things to people like Eastern Kentucky, Western. People make trips here and they come and check it out. And I've given it to a kid just that was no different than me, back in the day that people did for me.
Something.
And say, hey, take this home. But I'd never sold anything until that show. And I didn't give away the farm or anything, but that was worth it. And then Chumley sat in here, and he's a big shoe guy, too.
Really?
So
I did know that.
he loved the shoes. And then he sat and ripped some packs with us afterwards.
awesome.
So that was really, again, did I ever see myself on Pawn Stars? No.
No, yeah. So I guess now, clearly the reason we're here is, I guess we're going to get into some Kentucky talk, which is your favorite.
My favorite.
Yeah. As you can tell by what we're surrounded by. But I guess we were just curious, was it obviously growing up in Lexington, Kentucky, all that stuff, kind of same for me and everyone else in the room here, growing up in Kentucky, you're obviously
Born into it.
destined to be a fan. But was it a
meant to
game,
be.
a moment? What sparked, I know there's probably everybody has an individual moment where you're okay, now you're sucked in for good.
This is different.
Yeah.
Man, I remember as a kid, I got to go on the court. I was 11. My dad was new people, whatever, and it was team picture day. And it was with Rex Chapman and all those guys. And I got to go shoot on the court and then be in a picture with the team. It's really funny because I look like a physical chocolate bunny. I'm so fat in front of the team. It's disaster. I look like Chunk from Goonies, but I still have that picture. But got to shoot ball on the court with Rex and those guys, and forget it. And my dad's a busy dude. He's done a lot of things. He's got a whole crazy story of his own, but we never missed games when I was growing up. It was Tuesday night, Monday night, 9 o'clock, didn't matter. We're going. And I have so many memories. I was at that game. You'll hear a lot of people talk about the loudest games at Rupp.
Yep.
The LSU with Shaq when we upset them. I was there.
Oh, that was...
I would travel to some games, not many, but the 96 season, even though at that point I was in boarding school, I would come back and go to as many games. I went to the Final Four in 96. By then I was totally sucked in. It was over.
There's no turning back now.
But I think about that team photo day and Rex Chapman and being 12 or 13 years old when Lexington, Kentucky mania was in its full peak. It was like Zion mania. It was, there wasn't social media and all that, but around here, you couldn't walk down the street without talking about Rex Chapman and the Cats.
He's actually from 15 minutes from our hometown. He played
Polo
at Ohio County. Well, he dropped 50 on us, I think.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually went to and have the program behind you of Apollo versus Henry Clay.
Wow.
When he came and
That's
played, when they knew he was coming, Apollo played Henry Clay in Memorial Coliseum, and I went to that game.
Was it sold out?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? And then later on, another one, a great one was, this is one of my favorite memories of early Kentucky basketball fandom, but the Kentucky and Indiana AAU All-Stars played the Russian team. This was '89. This is when that still existed.
Wow.
Actually, so the Kentucky Indiana All-Star team happened to have Travis Ford, Damon Bailey, a guy named Sean Kemp, a guy named Allen Houston, some other. The game might have ended the Cold War. We beat them so bad. Like, we beat them like a rented mule. Like, it was such a beatdown. But Keeneland was a sponsor of this, and my uncle worked for Keeneland. So I'm this young dude, 88. We go and pick up a player from the airport because they're sponsoring it. It was Sean Kemp.
Wow.
So Oscar Combs, who used to own a card shop, who started the Cat's Paws, did cards for that game. I had a Sean Kemp high school card that he signed for me in the car. Watched him, again, in the Cold War with the dunks he put down on these poor guys from like the Olga Mountains, the Urals, coming in here and being like, we never want to go back there again. Oh my God, this is worse than death. It makes Ukraine look like a tea party. Like, that's how bad that game was. And it was unbelievable. Sean Woods was on the team. Richie Farmer was on, like, this amazing thing. And so the Apollo Henry Clay game, the USSR versus Kentucky Indiana All-Stars, and the Rex Chapman photo day were like, that was it.
That's the first time I've ever heard of that game.
Dude,
ever.
you should go look it up. It was wild. Like, it had Don McClain, who played at UCLA on the team and was later on the Washington Wizards. I think it was Scott Boyles, who played our pacer. It was like NBA guys in high school. Sean Kemp and like Allen Houston, like, they just got a buzzsaw. It was wild. It was wild. These poor dudes.
So these people that you met, what are some names that stand out the most from just this hobby that turns into something more with the cards?
And then to obviously now,
Into
all
now.
the card shops and road shows everywhere. It's like,
It's so wild. There's so many times in my life that I'm like, why am I here? I am an old redneck that likes cardboard, and I don't belong in this room. And I get people ask me about, like, how all the time. And my answer is typically be kind
Yes, sir.
and be authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's like when y'all were looking in the museum earlier here,
yeah,
and it's like, how did you get all this stuff? And some of it it's like, I'd say like 15% of this stuff I bought. The rest of it was either trades or gifts.
that was kind of a question we had earlier. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like when people see that you're passionate about something and that you are kind and trying to help people, they'll say, man, you should have this. And it's like, well, I'm not going to sell it. This is going up for joy.
yeah.
So that kind of stuff happens all the time. And that happens in cards too. If you run a shop that is based on, we're going to have, it's not just profit. Yes, we've got to make money to pay the employees and do this, but we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
We're going to teach, because I was a teacher, and all my guys, I'm going to hire the best guys I can find and help people. That I think that leads to more experiences. Like, last week we were at a big show in New York, and the guy that works at Fanatics, Alex, who's a dear friend that I just had helped him out over his life, he brought Jake Paul and Livy Dunn by our booth. Like, what?
Yeah,
that was wild. That's distracting, by the way. I am happily married, wouldn't trade my wife for anything, but that is distracting. But that, and then I think when it's so I worked at Cats for a while as an academic counselor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tough
And
job.
I got to know, I went and met by happenstance Oscar Tshiebwe. And when I went to him and I said, look, I don't want anything. I don't want autographs, pictures, any of that stuff. I just know what your life's like. And I've done this with a bunch of your former teammates and all that. Like, if you need a place to breathe, here's my farm. You can go out there. You don't have to call me, and just sit and get away from it all. I don't want anything.
Yeah.
And then I think when people feel that comfort and that kindness and authenticity, they say, okay, I'm going to bring my guy by there because that's going to help.
Yeah.
And if you really are truly not looking for anything, which I wasn't, that leads to friendships that lead to more friendships that lead to more opportunities that lead to more things. Everybody wants something now. I've got to do this. And it's like, no, if you're patient, you'll end up, you won't believe who you meet and how they end up in the shop. And now Oscar's like a brother. I was talking to him earlier, and I mean, this is wild. We're just joking around because I'm not trying to get your money or fame or like what? No, that's not it. That's like becoming friends with the Shepherds, like Stacy and Jeff and Reed. Like, they're just good. Just be a good person, and you'll never know who shows up. But yeah, like in terms of names, like obviously having Pawn Stars in here and those guys, that was really cool. But in our other shops, Chris Mullen, he helped open 2 of our shops, which is awesome. Crazy because Dream Team, you know, that's like my childhood. Larry Johnson, Jake LaRavia, who plays for the Grizzlies. That's a wild
that's crazy
story.
Yeah.
But I'll stop talking so much. But
we love it.
But I think you just like we had you'd never believe how many people collect. We had there's a band called Pop Evil. They actually did a kind of a metal band, but they did an NBA commercial. Songs Be Legendary. But the lead singer collects cards. He diverted the tour bus, and the band came rolling in here one day. And then we were backstage at his concerts, and
you never know who's going to show up.
Dude, you just don't know. It's just wild.
Yeah. I think I had a question. I think we all did, actually. I think we all kind of like picked out our favorite piece of memorabilia in here. And I know we had a question for you earlier. I don't know if it's Kentucky or not, but what if you had to pick, I mean, maybe not 1 or 2, what would be your favorite piece of memorabilia in here?
Oh my gosh. If there's a fire, I'd be over here looking like I was just robbing a thrift store. I'd be carrying so much stuff out. I would say, should I stand up and get it, or should I?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll get my 2 favorite.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's like
I mean, there's so much stuff. I couldn't imagine. Like, it took me a minute to find mine.
Oh gosh. There's so many stories and the kindness of people has led to so much of this. I would say, going back to when I was working at Katz, it was Tayshaun Prince's senior year, and I had a great relation with Tayshaun. He's a wonderful guy. He's a quiet guy, but when you get away from any microphones or cameras, all that, he just tells the coolest stories. And he actually gave me one of his jerseys from the Olympics and signed it to Jimmy, my number 1 fan from back in the day. And it's like, how many people do you know that make the Olympics, much less for the basketball team, much less that win a gold medal and play with LeBron and Kobe and like a million other all-time greats? I mean, if you do this, what I do, which is collect basketball things, and you grow up in Kentucky, like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's an Olympic, like, they didn't make replica jerseys. That's of Tayshaun, because there are a couple other guys on the team. But that is the USA Redeem Team. You can watch the daggum documentary on Netflix. Yeah. Signed to me. And then the other would be, it's so hard to separate the relationships when you get to know everybody. But for Oscar, it was one of his jerseys from his Player of the year. And he signed it to me and gave it to me. It has scripture on the back, which is really another reason how we became friends, is faith. And talking about the good Lord and prayer group. It wasn't through cards or memorabilia or anything that how we became close. It was sitting down by the creek and praying together. That's as authentic and real as it gets.
And it goes back to the patience thing too. It's just having faith.
So I'd say, man, it is hard to choose, but those would be the 2 things I'm grabbing first.
Tayshaun Prince, so underrated. I don't feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves.
I about ripped my own head off in that Carolina game when he hit 5 threes in a row. I was freaking out. So I was going so nuts because I lived in Carolina 20 years fighting the good fight as a Kentucky fan, and I can't stand the Tar Heels. And when he would hit that 5th three, I thought the roof was coming down. I thought I was going through it. I thought
Oh, you were there.
Oh, I was there as his academic counselor, and I was ready. I was like choking people and like hitting people and like going nuts.
Holding it down. There you
Oh,
go.
bro, I was going crazy.
So you talked about how you kind of acquire the memorabilia. What's the links that you've gone to acquire a piece or a card?
Oh man,
Because like obviously
I know there's got to be some
we
crazy.
can see
What's
the passion.
craziest?
Yeah, we can see how
Maybe
much
like
it
a
means.
certain
Maybe
piece
not,
that you
though.
knew before was there.
Who knows?
I've gotten some crazy ones. I can think of so the big reason that led to the shop is a story where I was just a collector. I just finished working at the YMCA. I was like, what do I want to do next? And I had like a $5 pack of cards. And I opened it. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not selling anything. I'm just doing it because, hey, I'm a card dork and this is fun. And I opened the pack, and it's a Zion RJ Barrett signed 1 of 1. Now, you got to remember, this is peak Zion hype when it was crazy. And I freak out. I ended up taking that card, getting on a plane, and flying to Dallas, Texas to get it graded and fly back. And then what's crazy is the card community loved that, this tight community that is still worldwide. And I sold that card, and I had worked in foster care at a group home, kind of like an orphanage. And I gave all the money to them because, man, that's
That's big time.
That's
No,
some
for sure.
crazy
Got it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, that ended up on CNN, which is wild, which led to Wall Street Journal. Like, they saw all the stuff, then they did an article on sports cards and memorabilia, and that led to all this craziness. But at that point, I didn't have a shop. And I was like, I think when you're that 8-year-old that hits the Dwight Gooden in a pack, I think you're always in the back of your head like, man, I would love to run a card shop one day. What a great job. Yeah. And it is. But I was like, okay, if you're ever going to do it while CNN and Wall Street Journal are here for this 15 minutes of fame, and let's start something. Yep. And that's what craziness led to all the other stuff. But getting on a plane and flying to get a card graded was kind of crazy. I also had another time when I hit a big card in a pack, and I sold it to a guy that worked for the Lakers, and it was a special card. It was the logo off the jersey of Kobe and Shaq. Wow. Both their logos. I sold it for $30,000. And I did not want to put that in the mail. Yeah. And I got on a plane and flew it to LA to give it to him.
That says so much about you. That's
like, I was like, I can't put this in the mail.
No,
but it was great because he paid for that, but then he also said you get a free tour on the court of LA. So I was like, yes, sir. Like, you have just won the auction, sir. But I would say that there are definitely times where it's get on the plane and go. And the way I look at that too is also, man, life ain't a dress rehearsal. Like, let's go. Let's do it. If we can do it, I'd rather have those memories when I'm sitting in a rocking chair when I'm 80 and remember that than not. So
I do have a question.
Yeah.
So, as you obviously have all this, you have a history of donating and all that. What is your goal? Like, what are your plans in the future when obviously you can't also, like family says, whatever, you can't take it to the grave with you. So I feel like you're gonna have a great answer for this.
No, it's a great question. I've got lots of different ideas actually.
Yes, sir.
I've got so I've talked with Oscar a bit about this, because my wife and I don't have any kids. I was actually going through lots of surgeries in my 30s. Nothing, not cancer or anything crazy like that, just joint stuff. So missed out kind of on the kids window, but worked in foster care, was a teacher. I have lots of kids, that would come home from college to our home and all that. But I would want to make sure that there's some of them taken care of. But then I think about, I've got this farm. We're building a house on it, but it's got about 60 acres. And it's like, Oscar, can we do, maybe we can get together and build a camp where I worked at a foster care school in the mountains. What about the foster care school in the city where these people never get to the country? And okay, you can, like, because in the summer when you're at a foster care school, nobody goes home for the summer.
Right.
That is home.
Yeah.
Okay, so the city foster, let's build this camp. I sell cards, build the camp, and then all the folks from in foster care in Louisville or Chicago can come live in cabins in the country and fish and learn about this or do basketball,
whatever sport
out here, and just I'll never forget it. We brought some of our foster girls from the school to Kentucky once on a trip, and some of them had never left the county in North Carolina. Wow. And I'll never forget, one of the girls said, man, I can't imagine being able to live in a place like this. And we were just out in Woodford County, and it was like, you can. Yeah. You can graduate high school and get a job, but they can't see it. They can't get past this horrible stuff that they've been in. So can we sell cards and create a place where we can help people see it?
Yeah.
Like, man, let's go.
You know, there's so many people I would want to help out and
be a part of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We did in Colombia with when we were starting down there. It was kind of wild, but there are a lot of kids that can't afford cleats, that they love soccer. So we sold cards and then packaged cards with, we got a former soccer player to give the kids cleats their size, do a soccer camp for a day, give them cleats in their size and a pack of cards. They can't afford to buy cards. This isn't like some business opportunity. This is, let's give you cleats so you can play, and some cards so you can enjoy this. And man, when I move on, why can't we sell some of my cards and go do that times 50?
Yeah.
Like, why can't we do that in Paintsville and Pikeville?
Well,
why can't we?
Yeah.
I've got an office across the street, and there's just a parking lot in front of it. It's just an office and storage for me. I'm going to rip up the parking lot, and I'm going to put in a basketball court, a half court, and tables for moms in the neighborhood to watch their kids play. And then I'm going to put in about 5 yards in an end zone, so they can go out there and play a little, touch football. I'll fence in all that, but then we can do signings and then have them go out there and catch a pass from Will Levis or,
that's great. Shoot free throws with.
Okay, let's sell some cards and build that.
Yeah.
I will definitely specifically take some of this stuff and have it go to certain people.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I can go and go. I'm an old teacher. We can do Shakespeare, man. That's no problem. I can roll.
Going back to watching Rex Chapman growing up, how would you compare Rex and Reed?
Oh, man.
You've seen both of them.
Wow, there's actually a lot of striking similarities, because you didn't get a whole lot of Rex in the tournament the way we didn't get a lot of Reed in the tournament. But I think it really showcases the love that Kentucky has for its own, and very similar. Where, like, you can't get enough. Like, I remember Kyle Tucker from The Athletic came and interviewed me for an article that he did on Reed last year in Athletic. It was really good.
Yeah.
And he was like, how well would a Reed signing do at your shop? And I was like, I said, that's the wrong question, Kyle. The question is, how long do you want it to last?
Yeah.
2 days, 3 days? People would get their campers and drive here from Bowling Green and camp out for the weekend if they could get Reed's autograph for sure, for free, on whatever they wanted. Like, that's not everywhere. And having lived in Carolina, Georgia, different places, Virginia, all over the world, like, that's not normal.
No, not at all.
So I think, and I'm hoping that Jasper realizes this, when, like, it's different if you're from here. Like, okay, somebody could promise you more money on the front end, 50,000 more, 100,000. Like, great. whatever. Like, dude, if
You're not
you
gonna be
do what
treated
Reed and Rex did here,
Yep.
forget about it. You are in a different stratosphere of legend, opportunities, relationship with your home, your state. It affects your family, everything. So I think it's very similar in that sense of what I remember as a child. Rex being like, I still got all the magazines from Rex Mania and all that. But I think it'll always be like, oh, what I wish we had gone further both times. Sorry. But it doesn't diminish, like he's a hero. He'll always be a hero, just like his dad, just like his mom.
Yep. Do you think in the future, in-state recruits, it's like, do you want to be on a pedestal and make this X amount of dollars for 4 years, or do you want to be on a pedestal and make, money don't even matter, but your whole life?
I think, yeah.
And that's Kentucky.
Yeah. I mean, for me though, I mean, like, just like outside looking in, like when you're in Kentucky, you play for Kentucky, like the treatment you get, like just as a whole, like you're remembered forever. You're like, just in general, like regardless, like how good you do or not, like if you're like 4 or 5 star recruit or 3-star, whatever, you want to go to Kentucky. I think like just the way your name's going to be held forever, I think it's different than if you decided to go to, I don't know, North Carolina or like one of those schools, even being from here. Just regardless of the money, like, yeah, you may get it, like you said, extra, whatever. But
well, it goes back to like, it depends on what pedestal you're interested in.
Yeah.
The actual,
No, right.
is it about cash, or is it about quality of life and the treatment that you get?
Yep.
And because that, just to what you're saying, it's a different deal. If you were from Laurel County and you do what he did, or Owensboro and do what Rex did, it's different.
And you obviously know, like, everyone who grows up in Kentucky watches Kentucky basketball. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're growing up watching it. You know, like the standards. You know what's expected. You know everything. So why, like, it's kind of like, why would you not want to be a part of that? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Again, the pedestal is way more than having to do with cash.
Oh yeah.
Like you're part. Like I've been in Paris, France, and met Kentucky fans. In the Louvre, I had a Kentucky hat on, and somebody walked up to me. Like, that's crazy. Like, it is a brand unlike any other in college basketball. And when I say brand, I'm not talking about financial. I'm talking about just the depth,
Tradition,
like you said,
of that.
Like anybody wants to play for their state. I feel like everybody would think that was cool, but this is like Kentucky basketball. It's a little different in this state.
Yeah. It's different.
Like, and the program, like I would say, if you're from Indiana, like, well, that's probably a bad comparison, but I would say like Iowa, like you would want to go to Iowa, I guess. But
yeah.
like for Kentucky, like Kentucky's like the biggest.
It's different.
Brand, almost the biggest brand in college sports.
And I've lived,
arguably.
You know, living in Carolina, people argue. Like, I understand. Okay, you got championships too, and all this, but like, okay, Carolina, you got the beach. You kind of got the nice side of the Appalachian Mountains. You got pro teams. You got Duke, Carolina, Wake Forest, and you say all that. Like, that's not how it is here. It is different, and it is all consuming.
Yeah.
People can argue good or bad. I'll take the good all day because of the type of people that we have in this state. But it is not the same. Like, yeah, you can argue UCLA has more titles or this, that. Okay, fine. Let's do an online poll and see who wins.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let's check how many people were at the press conference for Coach Bope in April.
I don't know.
They turned 6,000 away.
Yeah.
That ain't happening at Carolina or Duke or
No.
UCLA or Indiana, anywhere. That it's a different level of depth, and once you really get that, that's what you hope the young Jasper Johnsons and Reed obviously got it and Rex got it, but like this is a lifelong benefit
Oh, it is.
that you get
Yeah.
you get. That it will never leave you, and it will always reap dividends.
And that's even talking to Trey and Kellen, who we've had. Shout out them. They're even like Kentucky basketball. We've watched it when we were growing up. It's a part of probably every Hooper's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kentucky basketball,
Especially during the Cal days, the prime Cal
Oh
days.
my gosh.
wow.
And it's going to continue.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you think about it, it's what my argument with all the other people I've had plenty of arguments with, but like, so you had championships with Rupp, right? Patino, Hall, Tubby, Cal.
Yeah.
Like, you got 5 different, that's a program. That is different because it is demanded. Now that brings some craziness out for sure, but you got 5 different coaches that have taken it home. And you don't think this dude's focused right now?
Mm-hmm.
Man, he is, and he gets it because he was a Washington kid that got this job for a reason because he gets it.
Yeah.
Andy's brilliant. But, and, you know, like Kellen's a smart dude. Like,
Very smart.
Davidson is not an easy school, and, like, he gets it. Like, it is different.
For sure. Well, you guys want to get into some card talk?
Card
I know
talk.
Jim's
Sure.
always down for that.
Dude, down.
I know. So I guess like just for everybody watching this stuff, like how does the card industry work? I know you kind of like walked me through it because like I like bought some as a kid and like understood like, oh, I like collecting my favorite player or whatever. But like how does it actually work? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. It's still so. Well, first, back in the day, you buy cards and you get a Beckett magazine and see what they're worth, and they would poll card shops and say, okay, your Rex Chapman rookie's selling for this in Nebraska and Kentucky and this, and that's how they do it. That all changed with the internet. And if I wanted a Jamal Mashburn rookie, I got to find somebody in Lexington, Kentucky that's got Jamal Mashburn, or maybe take a trip.
yep.
Internet changes that. Everybody puts all their cards on eBay and they sell, and you realize, wait, they printed a lot of these cards. So then it's basic economics. It's supply and demand. Wait, that can't be worth that much because there's 7 million of them on eBay.
Right.
So the card companies get wise and they start numbering cards. Then they start paying players to come in and autograph the cards. And now it goes back to supply and demand again. Oh, wait, there's a Steph Curry of him in his Olympic jersey that's numbered 1/1 signed.
Yeah.
That thing's going to go for 7 figures because there's only one or only 10 or only like, and the whole world collects Steph Curry.
Yeah. They had the one, the USA, what is it? I don't, you're going to explain.
Yes.
But I saw some guy on TikTok. He's like, I'll pay $250,000.
I've seen that too.
You see
I was
it?
like, that's probably not enough. What do you
Plus
offer?
all this stuff.
It's not, because it's Steph, LeBron, and KD.
Yeah.
All it's on card auto, which means they held the card. It's numbered 1/1. It's after that crazy gold medal game, and it is Steph, LeBron, and KD.
Has anyone pulled it yet? Like, does someone have it?
No,
No.
nobody's gotten it yet. You had to order from them, and it just shows up to where it shows up.
That's
and it's the same
crazy.
concept with packs. Like, I've been in here when a 10-year-old came in and got a pack of cards on his 10th birthday, and he hit it. This is 2 years ago. Justin Herbert autographed card, $10,000 all day.
Oh
all
my
day, $10,000
gosh.
at the time. Now, like the stock market, cards go up and down. Like Andrew Luck retires, all his cards go down. They can't
Can't
you
get
know,
better
he
than
did.
what- yeah,
He
exactly.
didn't win a title. He didn't. But then you've got, oh wait, I got this Patrick Mahomes card back in the day. He signed it. It's out of 10. Oh my gosh, look at it now. Now it's worth a car.
Yeah.
And it's all about scarcity and condition. And that's where you get into grading, where you grade cards. And it has to be a third-party company. They're all in Dallas or Dallas and LA. And you send it and they say, this card is perfect, centered, corners, edges, all that. And that can boost the value. Even if there's a lot of something, a Luka rookie, maybe there are 100,000 out there, but only 10 got a 10.
The 10.
Like you see, like back in the day, until recently, the Mickey Mantle was one of the biggest sports auctions ever. A Mickey Mantle rookie, again, back in the days of the gum and the mass production, but not enough. It was 1952, so there are not that many still around. It's a graded a 10. They think there are only a couple in existence. Graded a 10. Well, there were more than out there, but none have been graded that level. It sold for $12.4 million. So it's not numbered, it's not
Right.
signed,
It's just there's
but the condition created the scarcity. So I think the beauty of it too is, like, especially now with NIL, where you can get cards of your guys playing now. I can't wait to see who's going to be in the set for next year when they pick it out. But last year, Justin, Reed, DJ, Rob, and Aaron they had cards while they're here.
yeah.
Signed cards, numbered 1/1, numbered out of 10, like all that. And you can come in and buy them. It changes every year. It's just a beautiful way to collect something.
I was curious. I mean, obviously for you, I mean, you own all these shops and stuff. How hard is it? And I like every time you walk in the door, and I just open a pack.
Oh,
Or like a box. Like I feel like I would just be like, I couldn't not do that.
Let's pump the brakes and not say that I don't, right? Like, but actually, I pay just like you do, exact same amount.
Yeah.
Because I got to pay my guys.
Yep.
So I can't just come in and rip for
Like
free.
just go.
Now I will start a tab that my right hand man will say you got to pay your tab, but I will definitely rip some on my own. Like if it's a super hot selling thing, I'm not gonna get. I want you guys to get it. I can get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But if it's been up there for a little while, and we got a couple of boxes left. Like okay, I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah.
But it is really hard not to open something.
Yeah.
Every day, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I have a question. So I read this book. I remember when I was little. Is there such thing as like a Honus Wagner? Like crazy?
Oh, actually, a really cool story about that. I think there are 19 of those. So the story behind that is a very rare card. It was a cigarette card, and it's interesting because Honus was very anti-tobacco, didn't want to be on the card, so they cut production. And he was a Hall of Famer and amazing. And you can't find this card, and blah blah blah. Like the ones that exist are in bad shape, and they think they're like 19 in existence. And the interesting thing is, this guy came in here. There is a very wealthy man in Paris, Kentucky, that owns Capital Wealth. I think it's Oak Capital, and he is a massive collector. He is a wonderful man, Richard Masson. And he wrote a book on cigarette cards. He's like a foremost expert on this, but that's not his job. And he owns like 15 of the 19 Honus Wagners.
Are you serious?
I've heard about it. I don't know. That's not exact, whatever, but I'm just telling you, I've heard about his room, his vault, all these things. And he came in here early on just to introduce and all that. And I was like, dude, there is nothing I own in this shop that you would be interested in. You are like on a whole nother level, bro. And he brought me a book, one of his books that he wrote on this stuff, on the old Judge tobacco cards. Like, unbelievable. But that guy is actually in Kentucky.
That's nuts.
But for a long time, that was the most expensive card ever sold.
Yeah. That's what I think I read in the book. That's crazy. It's such a small world. It's
30
Paris,
minutes away.
Kentucky.
yeah.
I have like a 2-part question, I guess.
Lay it on me.
If you have like any favorite like sports players, I'm sure you do, whether it's NBA, college, NFL, how hard is it if you get like say any of their like memorabilia or a card to sell it, or do you just all keep it all? Because I think I would probably just keep it all.
I'm much more a collector than a flipper. It's actually why nothing in this room ever leaves. It's my Kentucky love. But with cards, it's different. If it's Lonzo Ball rookies when he was super hot or whatever, Zion, I don't mind selling that. I don't want him in a Duke jersey anyway in my shop. But if it's something that I love, I'll keep it for the most part. Now, if I get 2 of them somehow, I don't mind trading and doing that. I love doing trade nights and things like that all over the place. But it is very hard because I'm an emotional attachment guy.
I can tell.
I mean, like I want to keep and hold on to this forever, and then or if anything, I won't sell it. But if it's kind of run its course to a degree, I'll wait and see somebody that walks in the shop. Like right before y'all got here, there's a kid here that's a new collector, and he's Eastern Kentuckian. I gave him an Oscar autograph card. Like I'll find somebody and give it to him more so to hopefully spark something. And I'll say if you need to sell it, no big deal. But the only thing I ask of this is that one day when you're my age, that you do this for a kid that you see and pass it on in that way.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Great. Yeah, no, that's.
Is that first card that you got when you were, 8 years old? Is that your most sentimental, your prized possession?
Actually, no. It's definitely one. I have a card. It's not my most expensive. People always ask like, "What's your best card?" And I always say, you have to qualify it. Are you asking in terms of what's my most expensive card or what means the most? And my most expensive card is not the one that means the most. It's a great card. It's a Steph Curry that's probably a $250,000 card, which is crazy. Because cards used to be the only ones that were that expensive would be Honus Wagner's. And now you have $1 million Giannis's and $1 million cards that are 10 years old. That's a newer thing. But I have a card, and one of the most desirable cards that you can get from basketball is called a Logo Man. And that's when they cut the full NBA logo off the jersey. A lot of patches will have different parts of the jersey. It'll be just one color or several colors. But the Logo Man, they take the whole logo. And I've got a card that is 6 Logo Men. It's a booklet. It's one of one. But the 6 Logo Men of that card are the starting 5 and 6 man from the 2012 National Championship team at Kentucky. It's their rookie card. It's AD, MKG, Lamb, T. Terrence Jones, and
Darius Miller.
Yeah. So, and Darius. And I got to meet Darius during TBT, which was amazing. And I got to get a picture with him holding that card.
Oh, that's awesome.
But in terms of, like, not my most expensive, it's still expensive because it's Anthony Davis and MKG rookie. But, like, that's the one I'm grabbing first, heading out. I've got another card of, it's got a piece of Secretariat's saddle. And it's numbered 1 out of 1. And that, another one, emotional attachment.
That's nuts.
So, yeah, I've got so many emotional cards. It's ridiculous. You think I just weep all the time or something.
It's like a Kentucky kid's dream.
Yeah.
I love those. Yeah, I'm like speechless because it's like, if I had those. Like,
you know, I got one up here actually that an amazing moment last year is Topps called me because we have a relationship with them as a shop and said, hey, we're going to have all the guys that are in our college set come sign their cards in your shop. So not public, private, lock the door. We're bringing all the cards. They're going to sign them. We're going to take them back and put them in the packs. So it was Reed, DJ, Justin, Aaron, and Rob. And they signed all their cards, and we got to take pictures. I couldn't post anything until the stuff released. But then it was pretty awesome because those cards come out, and somebody in Nebraska hits this Reed that I watched get signed in my shop. So then I got to go chase some of those cards and get deals for them. But I got the Reed 101 and a Reed to 5 and a Rob to 5 and all that where they wrote on them. And Go Cats or BBN or different things like that. So those are emotional because they signed them here.
Yeah, you got to watch them.
I was there that day.
Yeah.
And then I got to chase them down 6 months later from some guy in Vancouver.
Well, I think now, I mean, I know we had talked before, maybe doing a little opening.
Yeah.
Testing Jimmy's luck, not mine, because
Oh, God.
actually the first time that I was here, we opened the NBA hoops and I pulled the Kuminga.
You got to come in
I did.
That
Yeah,
wasn't
you're like,
too
oh,
bad,
this is
dude.
but since then it's been straight
Well,
down.
I think anybody going to the Wizards is straight down.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
But
Oh, wait. That was Jordan Poole. Sorry.
that was wrong. But regardless, my luck since then has been
Well,
rock
let's
bottom. So
try that out. I actually brought 2 fun ones. This is Optic Basketball, and this is 1 auto a box. But like if you get, that's the other thing. Like if you get an Anthony Edwards number to 5 or a Booker to 10 or something like that, I mean it's crazy. Even if it doesn't have an auto.
So
you know what you're looking for in
you're
here.
looking for I do. So I'm looking for an auto.
Maybe, hopefully you get one good auto, but anything Wembanyama.
That's what we need.
Yes, we're looking for anything Wemby.
Anything. Actually, I've got one great podcast type story about Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
For
you want to
sure.
hear it.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
So 2 years ago, this is so wild. So 2 years ago, I go to a pro day in Kentucky, which is funny because it's all these scouts and then my broke ass in the background, like what am I doing here?
Yeah.
But I got to watch that, and then after pro day, it's Tony Delk, Tayshaun, Anthony Epps, and Chuck Hayes, and I was
been here, yeah.
they're all scouts.
Yeah.
but I know Tony from this stuff, and I was the counselor for Chuck and Tay, and I just met Epps, but they're all scouts, or I think it was Epps. Anyway, we go over to a private place, JP's place, where y'all had some team dinners.
Great spot.
And I'm asking this 2 years ago, so I'm asking about, or it's right after Oscar's AP Player of the Year, and I'm like, what do y'all think about Oscar? What do y'all think about Jacob in terms of being the pros and different things? And these dudes, they're breaking it down like what?
Doesn't
Like
even make sense.
Oh, like whenever he moves left to take a jump shot, he puts too much weight on his right foot, and I'm like, yeah, sounds right to me, man. Like, sure. And then I asked, and I said, what about this French kid, Wembanyama? And they fell out. They all. I'll never forget this, Brennan. Like, dude, they fell out. Freaking, like, if he stays healthy, this kid's going to change everything. Like, all this stuff. So later on, I got a couple of good Wemby cards out of packs, and I was like, we are going to put that over here, and I'm not going to touch that until this dude's gotten a couple years under him.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But I've never seen 4 NBA scouts. They were breaking down, like, what these dudes have for breakfast on good players, player of the year, like prospects.
Yeah.
And they just lost their mind on Wemby. And I was like, that's all I need. That's all I need.
Yeah, just now you're.
Okay.
The hype.
Y'all start opening that.
I think you got to do the first one.
Oh, okay.
So just
I got to put this
here,
down.
I can hold that for you while you do that, but you definitely have to.
So any Wemby is what you want. Other rookie from the Wembanyama year. Whitmore started out well. Obviously.
Brandon Miller, maybe?
Brandon Miller. Scoop, kind of up and down. Let's see. I'll go last pack on this. Let's see how this.
See, he knows how it works. He knows.
I don't know.
He knows.
You never know. You never know. You really
It's that
don't.
Wemby.
Okay. Fultz. That's not a good start, right? Shaden.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
Shaden
there we go.
Sharp, Vucevic, and a little Tatum. So nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know. Now, this is kind of fun. I'll keep going on this, but this is one pack. And Oscar's in this, Caitlin Clark, and this was one of the few things you could get a Wemby auto out of, which is crazy. Now, this is all collegiate, but it also has football, basketball.
Oh, so they did all like the
little
way they
bit
did a little bit of
Yes.
football and basketball together. They got Will Levis in there?
Levis goes in there. Oh, another crazy story. So, Topps, when they were here for that signing,
Yeah.
they said, hey, we got to get Will Levis to put on some jerseys and throw a football. Do you want to go? Because, you get game worn
yeah.
or you get player worn. And I was like, absolutely, I want to go.
Yeah.
So they go over there. Will comes out of his apartment. They have him try on these jerseys. They take them back to cut them up, put them in cards. And they're like, Jimmy, will you throw this ball with Levis so it can be player used? And I was like, hey, Will, hey, I'm not Wandale, so maybe not full speed. And he rocketed one that took my fingerprints off. I was like, what the hell, dude? I'm 45. But later,
Yeah.
they cut that ball up, and there are not many of those, but it's 1 of 10. It's a booklet signed by Levis that's got that ball that I threw.
Do you have one?
And I went and found
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's awesome. I was
And
about to say,
was
you
like,
have to
dude,
have.
that's
Yeah.
so crazy.
You got
Just
it.
Weird card shop stories. So
Yeah.
here, you open that.
Okay, I got you.
You got it.
You got to BC.
Now,
So how many cards are in this?
I think 8. 2 should be autographed. 1 should be numbered, and then some base. But even like a Caitlin Clark base goes well. There's C.J. Stroud in here in his Ohio State
You
jersey.
got my hand shaking a little
They-
bit.
Yeah, your pressure's
No,
on.
these can be pretty fun. All
Wow,
right, who'd
who's
you get?
this?
They can be also crap. You can end up getting
We got Marcus Sasser out of
Oh.
75.
not bad. Little Houston love.
got a-
Houston.
You got a patch card.
Uh-oh.
Who is
Those are rare.
Tyler Van
Van Dyke.
Dyke from
Is
Miami?
that Miami?
Hey,
There
there
we
we
go.
go.
Patch auto.
Come
Oh,
on.
we got another. Oh, that's
Cam
Cam Rising
Rising.
still at
There we
Utah.
go.
There we
Let's
go.
go.
Autograph.
There we
Yeah.
go.
This is a good pack. So patch cards are definitely not easy in this. Maybe
Okay.
a couple of case.
Okay.
So Van Dyke and a Cam
Cam
Rising.
Rising,
You
yeah.
got a football
That's
pack.
yeah, exact. Oh, here's
Uh-oh.
Jackson Smith Jigba.
Yep.
Uh,
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seahawks, yeah, that's nice.
Trevor Etienne. He just went to Where'd he go?
He
Jaguars?
went.
No, he transferred to Georgia.
He's at Georgia.
I think
He went
so.
to Georgia. Yeah,
Let's go.
I saw Florida. Will Rogers from Mississippi State,
Dude, you got some football going on this
Another
one.
and
time.
another Tyler Van Dyke from Miami.
And
We got us
football's
all- we
so
got us
high
guys-
right
I
now.
know, yeah.
It's the perfect
That's
time.
fire.
That was
dope.
Those are
That's
yours,
dope.
dude.
Oh, Jimmy.
Those one pack boxes are quick. Here,
That's-
come on,
that's-
get some.
Oh, all right.
You gotta try some.
No, you want this?
I can hold it for you. Yeah.
I really hope somebody hits a crazy
I
win
used to do
beat.
this in like 4th grade. all the time.
It's so great. Like when you hit a big card out of this stuff,
I got you.
it's wild,
I feel like you gotta get the magic touch.
dude. I'm trying to think. You can get rookie autos, vet autos. You can get low number 101s, super fractors. That's what they call them.
You can tell he's a rookie, right, Jimmy?
Oh yeah, man. Come on. You,
Open
you-
it,
No,
man.
no. There we go,
I
yeah.
do it with my teeth. I catch hell for that online, but that's all right. It's worked out pretty well for me so far.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
So read them out. Who you got?
All right. Herb Jones.
Herb.
Herb
Little Bama
Jones.
guy, huh?
Here we go.
Bobo.
Ooh,
Okay.
Bobo.
God,
Should
people
be a
are
rookie.
so high.
Oh, that's
man.
Tatum.
Another Tatum.
Okay.
You got a Rising Suns.
John Morant.
Ooh,
that's
right.
cool.
That's nice
Yeah,
insert.
that's cool, sir.
And see, it goes back to the stock stuff. Cards are so expensive. Goes through all that junk. They
It's-
come down, and then people are like, "Well, I'm gonna buy it now while I can when it's low, or I don't believe he's gonna make it back, so I'll sell." Like it's a constant stock market that instead of having to know how the board is or what the numbers should be, you're watching it from your couch at night. You're like, "Oh, I can see these guys are good," and you can buy into it. Here, grab a couple. I'm going. I'm getting these two.
I'll take these two, Jimmy, and see what.
It's almost like gambling. I'm not even old enough to gamble, but hey.
No. So it's funny. One thing I hear a lot, certain people come in and be like, "Oh, it's like a lottery ticket," and I'm like, "Actually, no. It's better.
It's better.
If you, and I can tell you why, because if you scratch off a lottery ticket, you win or you lose, right? And if you, what's a lottery ticket worth that you lost? Nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Steph Curry was hurt his first year, ankle injury. If you got Steph Curry, like, I didn't get anything this pack, but you kept it, what's it worth now?
Yeah.
That rookie. Like, you actually get something you're taking back that could be fantastic later, where you didn't lose right then for sure, win or lose. It can grow into crazy.
Right. What you get over there?
Got Davian Mitchell from the Kings.
Davion, that's
PJ
PJ?
Tucker.
Is that rookie right there?
No idea who that is.
I've never heard of him
Tamani
either.
Kamara.
Tamani Kamara. Sorry. And then reigning threes.
Donovan
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Donovan and
Oh,
Donovan.
nice.
Jimmy, I know you got some over here.
I
Go.
got Abaji blue to 249, so that's numbered.
Yeah.
And then you always look on the back. This is number 29, 249, but you're hoping to get jersey number because that can
Oh, there you go,
increase
you got a
value.
casing.
How about that?
There you go, little
Oh,
casing
B-May.
rookie. There you go.
Let's
yeah.
go. I'll
That's
take
a
a
good one,
Casey
yeah.
rookie, and then a silver of Scoot Henderson.
Oh, that's
That's
probably a
not
good
bad
card, right?
at all right there.
Yeah.
No, see, that's one of those things you save where it's like, okay, what's that now? Like $5? Okay, fine. What if he goes off and brings Portland back to a title?
I got a
Different deal.
Caruso, Bogdanovich, Pat Bev,
Ooh.
little red Derek White. Is this
Ooh.
supposed to be numbered?
Yeah, look on the back.
To 92 of 99.
Dude, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, NBA champion.
Yeah.
Here we
Just won
go.
gold medal.
That's up.
Right. Gold medal.
Yeah. Kuminga. Hey, I got the
There,
leopard
you
here.
got a Kaminga hand going.
Pascal.
Ooh, is that auto?
Yeah, Jordan Miller auto.
Dude, don't tell me about your luck anymore. I don't want to hear. You just hit the
I can
auto.
only do it in your.
You hit the auto and you hit Derek White to 99.
Here we go.
So that's the best one.
So, well, it
Okay.
could be.
Could be.
Like, if you hit a Wemby out of 10 here, it's not going to, like, that won't be anything compared to the Wemby. That'd be $1,000 card.
Yeah,
Oh, the Wemby straight off the bat.
Oh,
Yeah.
all day.
that would be like.
So keep
Nothing
going.
great.
You got a
Papa
lot. You
Wemby.
got a lot left.
Wemby.
Oh, Jimmy, you got to do most of these, man. This is
I can keep going.
gonna-
You don't have to twist my arm to rip.
I'll give me a minus 2 right here.
Sometimes you can get 2 autos in a box by accident. It's wild.
the rest of you, Jimmy. All you, man.
Oh, bro.
I may do one more. Just test my luck since I did pull auto.
I think you just hit an auto and a card to 99. Come on.
Jeez, she's quick with it.
Yeah, come on, y'all gotta.
He's killing y'all, dude.
Yeah, I know Jimmy got
Years
some
of
heat over there when I watch
practice.
this.
Like
Something
Reggie
crazy.
Jackson,
Something crazy
Julian
coming.
Phillips, Keontae George, red hot prospect.
He played good this past year.
Yeah, he did. Jerry Vanderbilt, there's an old Kentucky guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks awesome. Rookie velocity to 79 of Jordan Hawkins.
Oh, this one.
That's sick.
So that's a good rookie. It's numbered to 79, and that is rock solid.
He played for UConn,
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Yes.
On the championship team.
I got a guy that works for me that loves Jordan Hawkins more
Really?
than some of his cousins, so he's going to be really jealous.
We got a little Andrew Nimhard. He played well in the playoffs.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I got to meet him with us.
Hey,
Brown.
Finals MVP.
Jalen Brown.
You got a rookie next? Oh, yeah.
Jerice Walker.
He's
Yeah.
pretty solid.
He's got-
And see, that's the thing. If New Orleans takes a huge step up and Hawkins plays well, that's a really good rookie.
26. We got Lugens Dortz. Shout out.
Out of this, I got Brooke Lopez, Kobe White, Tyus Jones, and a silver insert LaMelo Ball.
Ooh, nice.
That's a pretty cool card, though.
Yeah, it is. Any silver is good. All right, Mitchell Robinson, Keldon, Covington. Hey, let's go.
No.
Ooh.
No way.
That's
How about that? Wimby
So what
right
is
off
it?
that. So that's a Wimby insert.
Is it
Called Lights Out. It's not numbered, but that is something you get graded
yeah.
for to hold the condition. And you say, okay, hopefully that's a 10 because it's brand new out of a pack. And you just watch him go. And I just visions of Tayshaun and Chuck Hayes freaking out about Wimby. And I'm like, oh my God, I'll just hold on to that.
That's nice.
Uh-oh. Oh. Hold up. Hold
I
up.
see something good on the back
Uh-oh.
of this one.
Hold up.
And that's a rookie.
I think you got something
Mike
good over here
Conley.
too, Jimmy.
Mike
guy.
Conley.
Mike Conley.
He's, I don't know why I like him so much. Devontae Graham,
Devontae
Kansas
Graham.
Legend,
Yes.
Marcus Sasser, and
Damn.
then like
Like
Scoot
boom.
Henderson.
Dude,
Back to back.
You got both
Go
of them.
again.
1 and
You
2
get
pick.
1 and 2 pick.
What does that mean?
Like-
Like that's
It's
1 and
the
2. Yeah.
insert.
Oh, I got
Is
you
it
now.
numbered on the back or no?
Number 14
No,
is
I
what it
don't think
says.
so.
Is that what
All
it
right,
says?
let's
No,
Oh, yeah, it's just
unfortunately.
What does that say right there?
Number 14. I don't know if it means.
I don't know.
Silver Duncan Robinson.
Okay.
Okay, shooter.
Shooter. That is your shooter.
Shooter.
All right, we got 2 more left.
I got one more in my
Oh,
life.
come on.
One
Do
for
one.
you.
Yep.
All
Jimmy,
right,
you got the last one.
Here we go.
I'll wait.
This one. Oh, you got one more too, Miles. We got 4 more. All right.
Oh, we each have one. Yeah, we'll let y'all go ahead.
Oh, we got a Wimpy and a Jordan Hawkins. This is great.
If I could get these. Miles, you try to open yours, maybe.
Oh, rookie
You gotta do it like that
velocity.
part. Cool.
Uh-oh. There goes the value.
This is like really cool.
There you go. Just like your bag of Doritos.
Thanks, Dad. All right. Nas Reed. I saw that at the bottom.
You got an orange something. I don't know
Oh.
what that means, but
Evan Mobley. Fred Van Vliet. Aaron
Stall
Gordon.
Straight.
Aaron Gordon just changed his number, actually, too.
Oh, really?
To 32.
Today.
Oh, wow.
To Hunter's brother, who sadly passed away.
That's right.
But Nas Reed, little orange Nas
is that numbered
Reed.
on the back?
Should be.
192.
Let's
oh, no,
go.
No. 171 of 199.
There we go.
Yeah.
Numbered. That's what you
I
want.
was in New York like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And Nas Reed was in the pizza shop, literally right behind me.
Really? That's
I
awesome.
was standing there, but I didn't want to look. I just seen
Go
him
ahead,
really
Mom.
big
Did you get a
behind
picture
me.
with him?
I did.
He balled this
But
year.
didn't want to like
Bother them?
be like a fanboy, so.
Pulled
It
out
was
that.
like 2 o'clock in the morning in New York City at a pizza shop, and like I just seen a big guy behind me, And then I seen the people in front of me like, bro, I was like, dude, who is that? And then they said Nas Reed, and then like,
it's
and I was like, oh, that is Nas Reed.
Nas Reed tab.
awesome.
Cool.
Do you know about the Nas Reed
They
tab?
love him.
Nothing. Oh, is it my turn? Oh, I got
Yeah.
Jared Allen, LaMelo again, Chris Murray. That's a pretty good rookie.
Not bad.
Jalen Pickett, silver rated rookie.
Let's go.
There we go.
Silver rated
Silver.
rookies. Take them all. Rookies, rookies, rookies. That's what is always the best to get.
Got Zubac,
Mm.
Gallinari,
Dino?
Nick Smith Jr. Is he a rookie or is he
Yeah.
close? And then
Silver.
Seth Curry.
Seth Curry.
Hey.
There we go.
All right,
Yeah.
last one.
Best for last.
Save the best for last, man.
I feel pretty good with the Wemby.
Yeah.
Come on.
Durant, Nas Reed again, man of the day, Jalen Williams, and Grayson Allen Green to 149. Man, you can take that outside. That's all right. You can go
I don't know if
for
you want that.
But your hits of the box by far
Those two.
are those two. Jordan Hawkins
Miller auto too. That's about.
and a Miller, a rookie auto. Like, that's what you want. Rookie autos, great rookie cards, and anything Wembanyama. I mean, I don't care if it's a used napkin. It's going to be
What is that?
Jimmy, we've had an awesome time.
Best one.
We
Yeah, we had so much fun.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry if I talk too much.
No,
no,
dude, it
no,
was great.
yeah.
Stories, everything was phenomenal.
I'd say if we're talking, if it's a problem.
I can yap. I can
You don't
yap.
want to hear us, but so we end off every show with like our episode with like a start bench cut.
Yes.
So I think we're gonna do Kentucky eras or
All time
all time Kentucky
God.
starting five.
Starting
yeah.
five. I knew this would get you because we came up with this, and I was like, "Oh, we got to figure this for Jimmy."
Oh my God. Starting five. It's almost like the best card. Are we talking about pure talent or emotional?
It's you.
Yeah, baby. Yeah,
Oh,
it's just you.
all you.
Okay.
It's all you.
All right. So John Wall, point guard. I would say Mashburn, Tay, Oscar, and the AD.
That's
Love it.
that's great.
It's really hard
Yeah.
because
Great.
Tony Duck's right there and some
You can have a
others.
6-man.
Mhm, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the TD.
Okay,
And
that's just
MKG
okay.
is seventh man.
Simple roster.
Yeah. But I would say just in terms of love, like watching those guys when they're 20 rebound games, 5 threes in a row, John Wall versus Carolina, like, come on.
Yeah. No, that was yeah.
That's
Kinda
great.
was-
Yeah.
it was good.
Well, we appreciate your time.
Yeah,
man.
Jim, we appreciate everything and letting us come in here and hang out.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff. It was appreciated.
Definitely be back. I'm gonna bring those cards too.
Dude,
We'll have to look
bring
at them.
them in.
I will.
And thank you for doing it and taking the time. I think it's important. I think it's going back to what we talked about earlier. This is why it's different here. It's because you
Yeah.
take the time to do things like this and
Right.
and spend the time and do it the way we do it and talk about this in the way that we talk about it. It's what differentiates us from any other state, any other college on the planet. So thank you for doing it the way you all do it.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Or like the passion and stuff that you put into it. It's only right if. Yeah.
It ain't gonna stop.
That's right. Well,
Yeah,
guys,
I
I guess
mean-
we're going to close it out.
Yeah.
Like we said, appreciate Jamie. Make sure you come check him out at Kentucky Roadshow and all of your other shops.
Road shows, baby.
Everywhere.
Check out
Come on.
Roadshow.
That's right.
Everywhere.
Anyway.
But no, we appreciate it. Definitely like, comment, subscribe to all of our stuff, YouTube, Instagram, all that. And same
Jimmy's
for you,
show.
Jamie, if you want to
Yeah.
shout your stuff. I know you got.
Oh, yeah. Kentucky basketball cards on Instagram. That's the one that's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Kentucky cards on X, Twitter, whatever Elon's doing. And then if you just type in Roadshow, you'll see Texas Roadshow, California Roadshow, New York Roadshow, Football Roadshow, and
There you go.
and Kentucky Roadshow. But yeah, my main one is Kentucky basketball cards, and then Roadshow, everything else.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like we said, we appreciate it. We'll see you all again this weekend.
Yeah, sure.
Let's
See
go.
ya.
Go
Peace.
Cats.
Get it.